Hello beautifuls, my name is Quavia. I'm the creator of JuJu Thyme. I have a channeled message from the Divine Dark Cosmic Mother and their messengers here for you. As this is a collective reading, definitely be sure that you tap into your intuition, tap into your discernment, your spiritual team, so that way you can hear the message that they brought you here to listen for. If you would like a personalized reading, you can always book a reading with me in the link in the description. Also, for more exclusive videos, you can also join my Patreon. But let's just jump right into this message, because for those tapping into this message, there seems to be a current state of having material troubles. And the material troubles, this can be also earthly troubles as well, but this, within my meditation, it was presenting itself to me with problems with manifesting, right? There seems to be, when I was tapping in, there was a deep belief that I wasn't being heard. So this definitely could be the state that of feeling very frustrated, as like putting in your manifestations, you know, and doing what you can, right? But it definitely feels as though like nothing is progressing, like you're not seeing something progress the way that you would like to see it, right? Now, the energy that is surrounding you, it's the Eight of Pentacles. And with this is an energy that requires patience. This is an energy that is very calculating in its processes, right? And also there is a focus of the mind. There is an emphasis of the energy that's surrounding you that is really wanting you to learn how to focus your mind. There's a very big thing on patience and also discipline. And there's also, with the Eight of Pentacles, there's also a sense of trusting, right? Because with your current state being the Five of Pentacles, I forgot to mention that, there is an abundance that is around you, and there's like a tapping into this Eight of Pentacles energy to help you during this time where it can feel quite cold, it can feel quite abandoning, especially when you feel so dedicated, and it's like no one is hearing you, right? Now the energy, when it comes to your environment, I took a look at your environment, and what's being birthed right now into your life is the Five of Wands. When channeling the messages that was coming through with this, there was a few things that came up. So definitely there could be some battling with someone, and this battling that you're having with this other individual, they trigger you and you are triggering them, right? Focusing on you though, there seems to be like this reminder of your restrictions, a reminder of your limits. And I don't feel any animosity towards this person, but it's definitely coming across as a little bitter sometimes, which then triggers them, and it triggers their own wounds. The core wounds are very much being highlighted right now in your life. Now, on the other half of it, for some of you, this battle is with yourself, which once again is highlighting these core wounds, but there is something that needs to be clear. Like there's like this clearing of the air that needs to take place because you've built it up for way too long, and now it has no other outlet but to come out. And the way that it's coming out, it can seem quite forceful. It can seem quite aggressive and is bringing on a lot of frustration that is sort of being birthed right now into your life. Okay, I just saw social media as well. So social media is perhaps not the right environment right now for you, or perhaps it's curating the social media so that way you're not bombarded with, it's not even things that trigger you, it's something that brings you down and brings you into a space of perhaps even comparing yourself. And this can be quite detrimental to your own spirit when you're comparing your spirit with someone else's, right? But ideally, where this is leading you to, all of this, ideally where it's leading you to is a 3 of Cups. And I love that for you because in my channel, I wrote down there is a release which is making room for abundance. And it is definitely what you're needing. As I said, this outlet, this coming out is coming across as very harsh and bitter sometimes. And so, well, first, do what you need to do to ease yourself, but still find healthy outlets. Find healthy outlets that still allows you to respect yourself and respect the individuals around you as well. All right, but yeah, so there is this release that is happening and it's making room for this abundance. There's definitely something with communicating needs that is very much being highlighted because there's problems with communicating, even with yourself, it seems like. And with problems communicating with yourself, this is manifesting in a way of not really knowing what you want, right? There's, when I was in my meditation, I wrote down the word contradicting self. So when I was channeling, I don't know if I can even give a good example of how I was contradicting myself. Like I would say I would want one thing, whatever this is a collective message, so there's a lot of wants. Like I want this one thing, for example, but then it was just be like contradicting, you know. It was like, for example, let's say you are wanting a relationship, right? A stable, safe relationship. But the contradicting is like you didn't get a chance to be free, right? I feel like this person was like just, I don't know where the word cloistered. I don't even know what is that even. I don't know what cloistered even means. Okay, I'll Google it. But I'll Google it. I don't know why I said cloistered. Oh, wow. Okay, secluded. A synonym is secluded, sheltered, kept away from the outside world, enclosed by, or having a cloister. Okay, so I learned a new word. Anyway, so with that example of like wanting this relationship, this healthy, safe, secure relationship, but then it's like on the other side contradicting yourself in the sense of like, for example, this is just one minor example, but of like, oh, you didn't get a chance to be free, and so this is your chance. Perhaps you were in a long-term relationship, perhaps you were sheltered in a way as a child, or you were thrown into circumstances that made you grow up fast, and now you're feeling this freedom, and you want to express that freedom, but then you still want this other thing as well, right? So whatever it is that you yourself are wanting to bring in, there seems to be some kind of contradicting that is happening where you're contradicting yourself, okay? But ideally, just one last message with the Three of Cups. There is a sense of joy with life again, joy with yourself, a sort of an acceptance of who you are, you know. So definitely connecting with people during this time that see you, that understand you, that you know, that doesn't judge you. If you have this in your life, then this can be a very safe community space for you to sort of work out what it is that you are wanting. And there's a little vulnerability in this as well, and especially in regards to actually telling someone that you need help, you know. I can understand that. As a Taurus, I can understand that. But okay, what's transitioning right now out of your life? Okay, what's transitioning for you right now is you're coming out of your head and into reality. Spirit wanted me to emphasize on the fact that you are wanting to shift your life. But how are you able to shift your reality, right, when you do not have a good grounded understanding of the reality that you are currently in, right? There's some kind of illusionary aspect that is going on, and this can be also an illusionary view of yourself, right? So it's not even having a clear view of yourself to even make this kind of shift that you're wanting. So this is being transitioned because there's a lot of wisdom that Spirit is now saying, it's right here in front of you. We're grounding you back into reality, out of your head and back on earth, so you can actually see what's actually happening around you. There's also a sense of removing false illusions, especially in regards to the success that you are wanting, or how you are wanting that success to manifest itself. As I say, you're in a state that you spiritually, the energy that's surrounding you is one of the pentacles, right? It is one that is leading you to this earthly kind of pleasure, you know. But how it shows up, and as I said, there's a lot of frustration with perhaps how slow something is happening or how something is not happening. But yeah, how things are supposed to show up because of whatever manifestation that you're wanting. There's a transition that is happening. There is a release that is happening, which is showing up. So I was wanting to see like what's going on within your spiritual world, right? This can be with your spirits, itself, or the unseen world within you. But for you specifically, this was definitely coming up with your spiritual court, of them wanting you to know that they're supporting you in this strife, even though you may not feel it right now, or that actually you don't feel it at all. Okay, I want to acknowledge what you're feeling. You're not feeling it at all. You're not feeling divinely supported. You're not feeling like you're being heard, or that someone is just not hearing you, right? It's like you're being misunderstood. This is coming up for the people who are like having this strife with someone else. Okay, so the card that's representing all of this is the Wheel of Fortune. And with this card, the message that was moving through me was one that was making it very clear that they are helping you move on to what's next. It is time for you to shift into what's next, which is why this illusion is sort of basically dying. You can't keep up this illusion anymore because it's just, you know, but they're supporting you in this kind of expansion. And I wrote down expanding because this seems to be a very a more clear way of describing what it is that you're going through, even though that doesn't feel like that's the word that you would say. It's feeling more like, for some, it's feeling more like this could be like a rock bottom kind of feel, or like an anxiety kind of feel. But your spirits are wanting me to say expansion. And it's an expansion of how you view your role. Your role with your family, your role with your community, the role that of yourselves, of your career. Perhaps with this illusion, perhaps it's having all of these ideas, but with the Eight of Pentacles bringing in that energy of discipline, perhaps it's okay, we're gonna take all of these visions that you're having, put them on the back burner, and just focus on one. And that feels like taking a step back for you. It's like, man, I'm taking a step back. I don't want to do that. And so perhaps this is what you're fighting against, why yourselves are fighting so much. But there's a lot of core wounds that are showing up of the reasons of why you're feeling this way that Spirit definitely wants you to explore. Now, obviously, for those of you that have been with me with this channel for some time, you know I love the inner work and outer work, just to give us some better guidance to our own individual paths towards love, joy, peace, and abundance, and just give us some clear instruction, at least a little bit of insight of what it is that we can be doing internally and externally. So internally, all right, we have the Three of Wands in reverse. And the first thing I hear is stillness. This is definitely coming from that, whatever that Eight of Pentacles energy is within your spiritual court. They've brought in this Eight of Pentacles energy for sure. Okay, and the outer work. Oh, wow, we got the Strength card for the outer work. Okay, so for this inner work, we need to revitalize ourselves, okay? So there's a sense of stillness that is needing to take place. But there's also this sense of this stillness is meant to re-align you to the possibility of the future, right? Not in the sense of controlling it, just the grand sense of possibility. And just being excited for the future. Because right now there doesn't seem to be too much excitement for the future. There's definitely a sense of doing things that bring you joy. Like really, it's not even something that brings you, it's something that brings your spirit joy. Okay, and I just felt move through me this sense of like, well, how will it help me with my career? There's something like very career focused, very money focused that is happening, right? And Spirit wants to say there's clarity in your joy, and there's clarity in what that joy will be. There's some kind of view with your joy. It's hard to explain what I'm feeling, but there's something that my joy will allow me to see that I will then be able to manifest with my work, right? And so, yeah, but there's definitely a sense of stillness and a sense of joy that is needing to happen. And for this outer work, this strength is, the word is boundaries. Boundaries with others, if that resonates, but also there's a big emphasis on putting boundaries on yourself, that you are becoming, or you are your worst enemy right now. And there's something about calling on your spirits as well as helping you, being that protector around you, to trusting your spiritual court that you are being divinely guided, and asking them to surround you and to protect you, to fill you with warmth and safety right now, safety from yourself, in a sense. And this requires a lot of strength, because this does require you to surrender. There's a sense of needing to surrender, remembering to surrender, that perhaps the way that you view things of how they're meant to unfold is child's play compared to what they're actually needing you to do. So yeah, so that's the inner work and outer work. That's a little screenshot of what's coming into your life, what's transitioning, where it's leading you to, what's going on in that spiritual realm right now. And I hope that it's given you a lot of clarity, a lot of insight, a lot of guidance. I hope that discernment was just tapping in a bit of like, oh, okay, wait a minute, that has come up. And that in itself sort of, where it allowed you to channel some other instructions that you just needed to hear and know right now. So thank you so much for being here with me. As I said, if you'd like to book a reading, the link will be in the description box, and Patreon is up for exclusive videos, and you can see what will be offered over there if you're interested in joining that community. So anyway, beautifuls, thank you for being here with me, and until the next one, truth and love.